spending all your money on silly things, you can get out my house. I used to pay £300-400 to stay at home. I know I had it good.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, because he would be that disciplined to go into my life and go, show me your bank account.
Wow.
And I'll be like, well, I've saved money there, Dad. He goes, right, you can carry on staying here because you're being wise with your money. And he goes, the minute you're spending on all these silly things, you can get out, because then you're going to learn that, you know, money is not that easy when you start paying, obviously the rent what I pay at home, but then your bills and other expenses, they're all piling on because you never get anywhere in life. So because of that thought process, I thought I have to save. And then I wanted to apply it to a property. And here's another lesson, you know, especially for your viewers.
I want to ask here, what is the one key bit of advice you'd want to give for people listening that are trying to get into property and maybe don't have that kind of background and the knowledge from the family from a young age?
So it is, you got to know what good debt is and bad debt. You know, bad debt, for those who don't know, is when you're spending on things that are depreciating. That's, hey, I want the latest BMW because it's going to impress my friends, because I'll look good, because I'll attract the right girl. But in the long run, you should always think, in the long run, where's this going to get me? Your insurance is going to be higher, you're going to spend more on petrol, and at the end of the day, when it comes to selling this vehicle, it's probably going to halve in value. And I've done these silly mistakes. You know, I bought Range Rovers for 40 grand and then sold them for 15,000. And you just kick yourself and say, why did I do that for? Instead, put your money away and start saving. Saving is not for you, not for the bank, not for Nike or Adidas or BMW. It's something for your future.
In investments or in just a savings account?
At the start, I would just put it in a simple interest-bearing savings account. Don't even worry about the interest, because it will probably be like 1 or 2%. But the fact that you're parting for money, which you're saying, I'm not going to spend on Nike, Adidas or any of these big brands, and it's for my future, that's the number one step.
To get into the
Yes.
habit.
And once you get into that habit, and here's a good tip for you, do it on the first of the month when you get paid. On payday, if you get £2,000, make a standing order, which is an automatic payment that you can change yourself. Just make £500 go straight into a savings account. And then all of a sudden, it just becomes a habit. And then you just see 1,500 there. And then what do? You're like, oh, I've got to survive 1,500.
That's what you've got to play with.
And at the end of the year, that will be a pot of money with £6,000. Then also you can be very creative with money nowadays. You don't actually got to buy a house to get into property nowadays. You can rent somebody else's and put it on Airbnb or Booking.com, where you sort of take it for them a £1,500, but people pay you a nightly rate for £150. Over 10 days, £150, £1,500, that pays for your rent. Another 2 more weeks, you'll earn £3,000, and the last week is for bills and cleaning expenses. People are running businesses around, so there's a lot more creative ways than going, I need 50 or £100 to, get into 50 or £100,000 to get into property. I can do it other creative ways where, hey, a lot of people visit the UK in Bath, and people are paying, like, let me
see. So buy a property in a place that's popular, if it's a little bit cheaper to buy it. I mean, the one thing I actually am curious to know, because as a young person that's trying to get on the property ladder myself, more for myself as well than to rent out, what is the best kind of way to do that as someone that's trying to buy in London? Like I live at home, I've been trying to save, and I'm at the point where I want to maybe like move out and try and like invest. But what is the smartest way to invest in property for personal use, but also, I don't know, any advice you can give? I know a lot of young people in my situation, and we just don't know, is buying in London worth the investment? And
I'll have to be very, very honest with you. And I've sat down with Rightmove, they're one of the biggest platforms, and when I've sat down with meetings with them, they pretty much say you're pretty much crazy to buy in London now because of the returns. You're not going to get that high return of 10, 12% like you could have done previously, purely because house prices have gone up and rents are not servicing these sort of loans in terms of giving you that profit. However, if you do go into the northeast of England, somewhere like maybe even Newcastle, and where a lot of Emiratis have come and bought the football stadiums, they're regenerating these areas. So the first thing you probably need to do is concentrate on, how do I generate cash? How do I make more for my money? So a lot of people have been very creative and buying houses for like £80,000, spending about 20,000-30,000 on a little renovation and making a couple of more rooms so students can let these rooms, making a profit, and the banks are valuing this a lot higher. So it's a strategy called BRRR, which is buy, refurbish, rent, and refinance. So here's another thing: when you take a loan out of a house that's gone up in value, you don't pay any tax on that money either, because it's a loan. And with that money, you can go and then buy another property.
Okay.
And that's how my journey started. I just started with one. It's very important. It's only the first one that's really, really hard to buy. Once you buy that first house, you have an asset under your name and you're outside fiat currency. Fiat currency is things like money that's not backed by anything, because previously it was backed by gold, etc. The more money that's printed, it's because it's not backed by anything. That's what causes inflation.
Yeah.
When there's inflation, things outside of the monetary system, like houses, have to reset at a higher price, because you've watered down this currency, you now need more of this currency to buy this asset. So as soon as you break that cycle of coming out of a job that you're just working for money, you can let money work for you by buying houses and receiving rent that way.
Okay, a lot to work with there. A lot. I feel like we've learned a lot today. Well, to round off, to be honest, I want to know what's next for you, Sean. You've told us so much useful information, and I think a lot of our listenership and our followers would like to kind of learn a bit more. I think it's a really useful topic for everyone to know about. So what is next?
So next, obviously, I'm a podcast host myself, public speaker, which is just starting to come naturally. People are asking me to come up and talk about certain topics. I feel that I have a lot of experience that I don't need to script anything, just need to tell my truth, really. And there's a book that's coming out, and it's always been my, desire to leave something behind, because life is very short. I can remember when I was 10 years old, 20 at uni, 30 middle sort of, from where I am. I'm literally 40 next year. I'm halfway. I remember my dad is 60. My granddad was 80 when he passed away. I can see life, how short it is.
Yeah.
It's a very short journey. So what do you stand for and what do you leave behind? And I just want to leave a good message. I want to, always do things as if like my kids are watching, and I want to, leave that sort of legacy. Already, my youngest, Jaden, he's 11 years old. He said, "Dad, I've got $500,000." He's just hit over £500. I mean, he's got his distinction in his piano. And I said, I was driving him last Monday, and I was like, what do you think you'll get in this piano? And he goes, "I don't know, Dad." And I said, "Look, I'm happy if you just pass." And he goes, "Yeah, but what if I get a mirror?" I said, £25. And then he goes, "What if I get a distinction?" I said, £100. He goes, "But that's tough, and that's why you've done that." Anyway, 2 days later, distinction, and he goes, "Where's the money?" So the guy knows how to work for money.
You've taught him.
Yeah, and he's not a spender either. Like, he goes, I said, "Why do you not spend the money?" And he goes, "Nah, I don't need to spend that yet." It's like, I've already started his thought process, which whatever my granddad and my dad has passed on to me, I've already passed it on to another generation. But I already know he's going to be more successful than I could ever be. And he asked me a question. He goes, "What do you think I should do, Dad?" I said, "I'm not too sure. What do you want to do?" And then 2 days later, because I've Googled it, I got 148 out of 148 in maths, Dad, and I like a bit of science, so I think I'm going to go work for NASA. And if that was told to me, I would have probably said that's a crazy idea, but I never ever put that belief or thought system into their mind. I go, "Oh, okay, you're going to work for NASA, cool. Yeah, let's see if we can, contact them and we'll do something." And he'd be like, yeah, we'll do that. And it's very important that you never put a barrier, because this mindset is very fragile, and one bad circumstance can really sort of hinder and, influence somebody's life. So it's all about that sort of legacy. Am I going to be in the UK? Well, I've bought a couple of tickets in Dubai now. It's got a very different environment over there. I might be part-time in Dubai over the next few years. So that's what the future brings.
Well, Sean, there's been so much to work with in today's interview. It's been really, really insightful, really a joy to speak to you, and I've learned so much myself. I'm going to go and take all this away and mull it over and see how I can put this to my life. But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having us and for joining us today. And yeah, we can check you out on socials at Sean Land.
Yeah, it's Sean Land _1. is the main sort of channel, and from there you'll be able to find everything else. And if you're interested in podcasts as well, Mindset Motivation, it's just Take AC on YouTube. And yeah, we've got some good celebrities and influencers on there too.
Perfect. Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.